Welcome back to the Vancouver Island Trail. My husband Brian and I just had a good couple rest days and hung out with my family in Campbell River, and now it is time to hit the trail again. My dad dropped us off here right where my brother picked us up. We have a 6-day section from here all the way to Cumberland through the mountains, which we're so excited for. If you missed the first episodes, we are hiking from the northern tip of Vancouver Island to the southern tip along the Vancouver Island Trail. So far we've hiked from Cape Scott all the way down to Strathcona Dam, and now we're continuing on to Cumberland. Here we go. You ready, Brian?
Let's do it.
Since we're closer to town, we'll probably have a little bit more road walking day one of this section. And then it should turn more into a trail and a route at times. Right now, I'm just happy to have a cruisy path. Okay, so we've reached a typical moment on the VIT where the GPS says this is where the trail goes, but there's no discernible trail. Sometimes it's just because there's, not enough maintenance yet, not enough volunteers, so the brush just hasn't been brushed out. Sometimes it's that the GPS is slightly off, but this is what we do. We walk back and forth, checking our GPS and looking for any signs of a trail. So like flagging or a fleck on a tree, the orange flecks. I think they're like diamond shape usually. Looking down here. Oh, I see a flagging.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a trail flagging though.
Okay.
You gotta really look.
Well, that's better than no flag.
There's Brian coming back from his search for the trail. So here's what we have to walk through to check out that flagging. Oh boy. We've chosen this spot. Brian is just venturing in. Looks like an easy access point, so. These little things, they really scrape up the legs. Okay, we're in. We know we got the right spot when there is a fleck on the tree. So we're good, we're on the trail now. It usually gets better once you're in the forest because there's less of the brush. So this is decent. The trail paralleled the Gold River Highway for several kilometers before linking us into a logging road network we would take for another several kilometers to reach our river ford of the day. River fording is the act of walking through a river to cross it in the absence of a bridge. Fords are quite common on through hikes, and they are one reason why I love hiking in trail running shoes. These shoes dry out much quicker than boots and don't retain the water in the same way. On the other side of our river ford today was a truly magical river trail. So we're on this beautiful mossy trail. Wow, it's so stunning. This is not uncommon that the first day back, I'll feel like it's hard and my heart's beating faster on the uphills and I'm breathing heavier like right now, and it just feels tough to get back into it, especially after 3 rest days. It can just feel like a bit of a shock to the system to get back to trail. I love it. I'm so happy to be back and it's where I want to be. And at the same time, it feels really physically hard. This trail connected us into another network of logging roads near some lakes we hope to find a camp spot at for the evening. Okay, we've made it to our first lake, and then it's the next lake we're gonna camp at, so we're not that far from camp now. And yeah, just the first day back on trail. Sorry, horsefly. It's just feeling tough to get back used to being on trail, especially after last section. It was so rough and our nervous systems were just like so active that I think my body's kind of like, whoa, we're doing this again? Okay, I gotta get back to that mode and it's taking a while. Thanks for getting the water, Brian.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
Okay, so we made it to camp and set everything up pretty quickly because it was raining, and now I've got all the sleep stuff in here. Brian's getting water, and then we will cook dinner together outside of the tent. Basically try to do our chores as quickly as we can so we can just stay in the tent away from the rain, hopefully. Welcome to day 23 here on the Vancouver Island Trail. It is a rainy day. We knew this was coming, so we have been hiking for a few kilometers, about an hour and a half, in the rain, and it's starting to get worse. And I was a little bit worried about my camera, so we decided to stop when we saw these tubes. Because we thought, oh look, shelter. So we're hanging out here. Don't worry, we checked. They're not moving. So we're hiking in our ponchos, and now I'm gonna put everything in Ziplocs underneath the ponchos because it's really starting to rain. And we've got 1,300 meters to climb and get up onto a ridge to camp tonight. So it should be a difficult day with all this rain, but hopefully not too technical. So we're just making the most of this shelter we found right now. Was that thunder?
Sounds like it.
Oh no.
Yeah. And midday is going to be the most rain, like over an inch of rain in a few hours.
Just cinch this even more. The storm that we were expecting is definitely here. We ended up going 7K today, and then the rain was just not letting up, and we were getting so wet. Our ponchos were doing good still, but I think eventually anything can get saturated through. So we just decided better to pitch our tent here. We were going to be climbing up even higher, so we thought the higher we go, probably the windier, the more hectic it would be. So we decided to set up and try to stay as dry as possible while this storm is going on. And then hopefully by tomorrow morning it subsides and we'll have better weather and we'll be able to do a bit more distance. But we planned to do this stretch in 6 days with a lot of days that weren't too long. So hopefully we can make up for this shorter day later on in the stretch. So yeah, we're just trying to stay hunkered down here. I'm just gonna see if I can wait for a break in the rain to go pee, and then we'll probably just go to sleep. Good morning. It ended up getting quite stormy last night. Windy, the tent was shaking. Yeah, it was a little bit scary, but we made it through. Everything is good. The tent's still upright and we're dry inside, so that's perfect. Woke up this morning and it's foggy out, so hopefully the fog clears at some point today, but it's not raining right now, thankfully. We're just trying to get going now. We've got a lot of climbing to do today, probably like definitely over 1,000 vertical meters. So that's 3,000 vertical feet, something like that. So it's going to be a big day. The sun is out and we've made it up onto an alpine ridge. It's amazing. We just needed a break though to just reset because the morning was so difficult. Straight up climbing, all the bushes were like soaking wet from the rain.
And
it was tough.
I needed a meditation.
And Brian needed a meditation, so I did it with him and it was really good. We're now grounded and we're ready to tackle the ridge walking, which usually is a little bit slower, a little bit more challenging than you expect. So we're ready for that. We're just gonna pack up now. So we're gonna do that.
Nice and dry.
Great. First glimpses of the tall peaks. They are stunning.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Wow, we've reached a high point here. We can see Buttle Lake behind me here and the ocean in front of me. We are on the ridge now and I'm having to basically have my phone open to the GPS route at all times in order to follow the route. So it's a little bit slower going, having to do all the navigating, but so far it's been good, just a little bit slower. Okay, so it's telling me I need to go this way. So I'm not always trying to be perfectly on it, but I try to stick to it as best I can because it usually helps me navigate things like this. We're still climbing. We have to gain another saddle. And then our plan is to drop down the other side and hopefully camp at a lake. The route has gotten way easier to find now. I've got my head net on my head because the mozzies have been on and off flying at my face. And I'll just like pop it off when they're okay and then pull it back over when they're not. And yeah, it's just been a lot of route finding today, which I find really takes a lot of brain power. So I was doing the route finding for the first half of the day. Now Brian's leading, so we're switching off. I can't get over how stunning it is here. Wow. So beautiful.
I can't help but dream away, standing on a field with you and flowers everywhere. Maybe there is a star with your name. One thing I know is that there should be. There is no one who has a heart as pure, no, not like yours.
We've decided we're gonna see if we can pitch our tent down here near this lake because it's just such a stunning spot.
Dreaming of you. 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 The world had no
Mozzies are bad. Okay, it's dinner time. Once we bring it to a boil, our homemade dehydrated meals, we put the lid on, let it sit for 10 minutes, and then usually it's rehydrated enough and still hot. So It's looking good. This is dal, red lentil dal.
I like that technique because we used to burn our food a lot.
Trying to cook in with outdoor stoves. Yeah.
Or even trying to bring this to temperature. It's really nice.
I learned that technique from thru hikers. They do a lot of hiking food content. Oh yeah. Dal hits every time. It's just packed with lentils and just so delicious.
That was unreal.
Such a nice view. Spectacular.
Yeah.
This is the view we have tonight. It is so amazing here. Like, look at that. I'm wearing my poncho because the mosquitoes are decently bad here, so that's protecting me. Well, some parts of me. It's also kind of cozy, actually. Pretty big fan of this. I did get a hole in it today, though. On a stick. Branch. Tree branch. And it just feels really amazing to be out here. There have been a lot of ups and downs on this hike, like any hike. But this hike is pretty remote and pretty rugged. So there were some moments that we were like, oh, this is so tough. But then you get to places like this and you realize just how worth it is. Makes everything worth it. And tomorrow, we're climbing up that mountain, hopefully on a more chill route than what we see here. I just feel so at home here in the alpine. Whenever I'm up here, I just feel like I belong and I'm me. It's such a good feeling. Okay, we are cozy in bed. It's time to go to sleep. Another big day tomorrow. See you then. Good morning. We had a great sleep. We got up at 6. It's about 8 now, so it's time to get going. We've got a more technical part of the trail at the start of the day, and then it should start to get more and more smooth by the end. So we're both just uncertain about what the first part of the day will bring, but otherwise we're feeling good. We're on a super steep descent now before we make our big climb of the day.
Okay. Double thumbs up.
Nicely done. That was technical, but good.
That was technical, but really doable. Yeah, really doable.
Yeah.
Look at the views.
Beautiful views.
This is amazing. And really appreciate all the work they did to clear it out and flag it.
Absolutely. Thanks, trail maintenance peeps.
Yeah, thank you, volunteers. Appreciated.
It is spectacular. That's Buttle Lake. It is so stunning here. We're doing well climbing up this ridge. It's hard work. My legs are burning, but it's fun. I enjoy scrambling. Okay, so we've been having to navigate a lot today and check our GPS, and based on what I just checked, it looks like we dropped down through that notch and then turn right. But of course I can't see what happens over there. It just looks like a straight drop off. So we usually walk ahead, check things out, and then make our next play. This whole ridge section, there's been no trail markers, and it's pick your own route following the GPS roughly. So here I am standing at that notch, and it looks like we drop right here, and then it just skirts us right under this cliff right here. But we don't go all the way down there. So it was just a way for us to get around this rock feature. We made it to camp. It was a really difficult day going up and over the mountain ridge. We ended up dropping down into the valley, hiking on logging roads for the last 5K or so of the day. And we're camped here where the trail starts at the end of an old decommissioned logging road. So we're in a good spot. And tomorrow we're going to be climbing up towards Mount Jutland and entering Strathcona Park for the first time. So that's really exciting. My legs are achy now. It's time for bed. See you tomorrow. Good morning. Welcome to day 26 here on the Vancouver Island Trail. We got up at 6. It's probably about 8 now, so it's time to get going. We have a big mountain to climb today, so we will have to stay focused. So it's going to be a glorious day. Sun's out, skies are blue. I think it's going to be amazing, and I'm really excited to show you.
All I want is all of you, baby, baby. Nothing less than that will do.
The day has started off so tough. We're basically just going straight up. My calves are in so much pain right now. They worked so hard yesterday and now they're screaming at me like, what are we doing again? Like straight up we're going. Where's Brian? I can't even see you.
Straight up behind you.
There you are.
Did you show the slope?
I'll show the slope as well. It's a tough way to start the day. We expected this first couple K to be really hard. Then we have road for a bit. We can just like crush that out, hopefully. But then we have to climb a whole mountain later. And it's hard for me when I'm going up here struggling to not think about how am I going to get up that mountain later. But that's not worth thinking about. I just have to think about what I'm doing now and just get through it and keep myself safe. Here's where I just came up. It's honestly hard to capture how steep it is, but it is, like, there's the lake. There's the trail. In order to be standing straight right now, my ankles are so plantar flexed. Like, we're literally climbing up beside this cliff.
Take me higher, higher, higher.
As soon as we got to this bench, we knew we needed to take a break here. We sat down on the bench, looked out at the view, and started one of the many meditations we've been doing on this hike to support our mental health. Take a deep breath. Feel how your body is resting on the surface you're sitting on. Bring to mind something that you're grateful for. It can be anything. We just got down here to the lake and had an amazing swim out to this little island here. So now we're going to filter some water, have a snack, and then hopefully regain our strength. We're on our big climb up the mountain now. We've been climbing through this beautiful forest for a while and it's really nice. The trail is like straight up. It's really kicking my butt. But doing good. Brian and I are aiming to get up to a tarn here and then we'll do a water break and evaluate how far we've gotten. We made it to the tarn we were aiming for. I'm tired. We are gaining up towards the summit of Jutland Mountain. We're at 1380 meters. We have to get to 1820. So it's close, like it's only 500 meters of climbing. Hopefully we can make that in a good amount of time.
Summit before 6, and then we can be at camp around 8.
We're doing great, gaining. The summit's just up here, not that much further. And it's raining a little bit on and off, but it's good. We're making good time, lots of daylight still, and it's absolutely stunning, spectacular.
Deeper than knowing just what is essential for life that is thriving. Go deep, mute out the chatter, feel it, burn off the fire, let go until there's peace to your home. Live a life you adore.
Woo! We made the summit! Now we have to drop down this ridge, drop off the ridge.
Silence the noise, away from the program, removing performance, true self, all that's standing.
We made it to camp and it's busy here. So we ate dinner like an hour before we got here. Set up. Now we're going to bed. See you tomorrow. Hopefully we finish this section tomorrow. Good morning. We got going around 5:45. Didn't do any of our regular morning chores. Like we haven't done our coffee yet. Or food. But we're trying to do 40 kilometers today. It's going to be cruisier trail than what we've had, but it's no PCT, so it's still difficult. But if we do it, we make it to my friend's house and we get to do a shower and a reset. So we're motivated. We're just trying to see how many kilometers we can get done before noon and see if it's going to be doable for us to make it.
Wasn't I meant to lie in your arms here for a while? I'm alive and I take.
We've done probably at least 15K, getting close to the 20 point, so almost halfway for the day. Going great, we're having a great time. Packs are light because we have like no food left. We've made it down to Puntledge River, so we're done the vast majority of our descent today. We've been walking for 11 hours now, And we've gone 35K. I was feeling real good, honestly. I was just in like focus mode. But just now, it all hit me at once. And I am, as I say, coming unglued. That's what my ski coach used to say. When like all of a sudden, you just don't know how you're gonna get there. And your body coordination gets worse. I'm gonna make it though. Brian just gave me a pep talk. But it's these moments when like, you just have to dig deep. And just like, one foot in front of the other. Keep going. We pushed the final few kilometers to our friend's house in Cumberland where they had pizza waiting for us. We took a rest day there, and in next week's episode, we hike the section from Cumberland to Port Alberni. See you then.